Somewhere.
There's a pool, I'll show you.
Where's the pool? We gotta go chill at the pool.
Follow me.
I really get that A pose, death pose.
Over.
Ow!
Ow.
Oh god.
How the fuck are you doing that?
Oh
I want to get off the wall.
Oh, my ball's disconnected from me.
Ow! I got this kid.
Minor fracture detected.
Ow!
Minor fracture detected. Minor fracture detected.
Ow! Ow! Ow!
Minor fracture detected.
Ow!
Oh dear.
Ah!
Is my corpse praying?
And spend your in-game currency that you can see in the bottom left.
I always really liked how sunny and warm this place was. People on YouTube love to talk about how creepy and gritty the Source engine is, hell, even I'm guilty of it, but I think we tend to overlook how joyous and colorful it can be too. GMOD Tower uses a lot of the same stock HO2 and CSS assets we associate with the grittiest and most desolate locations, but uses them to instead create a comforting place you might actually want to spend time and watch the world go by in. It's kind of pleasant to just take a seat at one of these tables and watch the other players run around. As for what's in the plaza, probably the first thing that'll catch your eye here is this appearance store. If you've ever played the GTA games, this is kind of like the clothing stores from that. Here you can pick up new unique player models, like Master Chief, Leon Kennedy, Zelda, Postal Dude, Nico and Roman Bellic, Walter White, Carly, like from the old Walking Dead games. God, man, what a throwback. There's really something for everyone here, but I'm partial to the Male 07 in a suit model personally. If that's not enough for you, this place also lets you deck your guy out in hats and accessories, all kinds of glasses, head crabs, Majora's masks, Mario and Luigi caps, etc. And right outside, you can also hit up one of these vending machines to take a potion and make yourself bigger, smaller, flatter, or even whatever the hell this is. Through the appearance store, GMOD Tower really gave the player a lot of options to personalize their character and express themselves. And I think that was one of the most appealing things about it back in the day, since it came out around the same time TF2 was booming. There is plenty more to do in the plaza than just play dress up though. For example, you can head over to this arcade to see some old school Flash games on arcade cabinets, which you can actually play by the way. Fancy Pants, The Last Stand, even Portal Flash Edition. I can't stress how seriously awesome this is to me. Not awesome, however, are
What are you gonna get?
Cheese. It's raining tacos. Raining tacos.
You're gonna get one.
Raining tacos.
Get fucked. You press like the get change
It's
button on the
raining
remote.
tacos.
That'll
It's
take like 2
raining
seconds.
tacos.
Hey, I would say that, so please chat second it.
Dude.
I hate my life and I wanna die. I ain't got no iPhone. My heart is breaking thinking suicide. I ain't got no iPhone. I hate my life and I wanna die.
Why is there no
I ain't
cheese?
got no iPhone.
Why
My
is there no
heart is breaking
cheese?
thinking suicide. I ain't got no iPhone.
Like a boat capsizing, no hope on the horizon. Got a 2-year contract and I'm stuck on Verizon.
I got no iPhone. I got no iPhone.
I dream about cheese.
I got no iPhone. 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 I got no iPhone.
It's 2009, people, and everybody should have an iPhone.
I got no iPhone.
Oh, okay. What fireworks did you use?
I don't know, but I want something else. I want
I think
something
you
else.
check your inventory really quick, dude.
I had a way
Where's my inventory?
losing it all on my own. I had a heart but the queen has been
Oh, mine is the.
and I'm not
Open that and just cover it up.
Blossom, Multi, and
Blossom
was fine.
to beat, and I'm not
If God had wanted me to live, he would not have created a heart attack.
to push me. You show the lights don't stop me.
God damn, I look fabulous.
Damn, that's long. GMOD Tower's lit. We got the gang.
I didn't know that skips it. I just wanted to leave it this way. I just wanted to be a hater.
Tower Unite Death Party. Is this real?
Oh, it's like when
We're gonna skip the one song that Richard spit on. Sorry, Richard.
What the? Hi there, moderator. You give me like 9 million cents.
Basically.
Sometimes I dream.
And I run so far away.
You prat! Sometimes I dream about cheese.
How often are cheaters on this game?
Not very often. I mean, I don't know. I can't really say.
I joined
but,
a PvP battle there with a sniper, like, instantly killing everyone. So I just left.
But I think that's just called being good at the game.
I don't know. I can't wait. Felt like that.
Damn. I feel that.
Third GMOD Tower has shown anti-cheat, but I don't know. Anyways, I have like 200 now.
Sometimes I dream about cheese.
I have like 200 money to spin 2 wheels now.
I'd rather save that. I mean, you're not gonna like get anything on this.
I dream about cheese.
It's always worth the gamble.
He's back. Okay.
I'm getting absolutely fucking nothing.
Oh dear God.
First try, even.
Suicide is never the answer. Or it is. I don't know. Very true. Very true. Beyond equals head equals. Press Alt F4. It's Alt F4, by the way.
No, all that door is
Did he actually press Alt F4?
No, I'm looking for the inventory button. There's a rainbow. I got this 15k money. No, go fuck yourself. No, go fuck yourself. It's like 15k at least. Time to get one more.
Enjoy your $10 toilet.
I like how I can tell when I roll. I can see when it's like
when you're down.
It's always the two eagles and the bell. Yep.
Is there fuller chest?
Yeah, I see
this.
this.
Get you anywhere. Victims come and victims go. Where they go to, nobody knows. Victim here, victim there. You can find a victim anywhere. And I'll be seeing you soon. Victim of the moon. Whoa. Victim of the sun and moon. Whoa. Victim of the moon and sky. Whoa. Victim.
He's the spinning wheel bug. It's not spinning, it says I'm spinning.
It just doesn't want to spin for you, Carl.
And if you know what's coming, don't spoil it for the rest of us.
I'm sorry, Carl, that was rude.
Victims
Wait,
come and
apologize.
victims go. Where they go to, nobody knows. Victim here, victim
I
there.
want
You can find a
money,
victim
yes.
anywhere. And I'll be seeing you soon. Victim of the moon. Whoa. Victim of the sun and moon. Whoa. Victim of the moon and sky. Whoa. Victim. Victim of the moon. Whoa. Victim of the sun and moon. Whoa. Victim of the moon and sky. Whoa. Victim. Victim of the moon. Victims laugh and victims cry. Victims live and victims die. What? Victim here, victim there. Catch that victim, make him square. Victim of the sun and moon. Whoa. Victim of the moon and sky. Whoa. Victim. Victim of the moon. Whoa. Victim of the sun and moon. Whoa. Victim of the moon and sky. Whoa. Victim. Victim of the moon.
One coin. Whoa. Hi there, Richter. Uh-oh. Nice to see you. I got my Richter. Hi, Richter. a dead body off. Or... I'm gonna get absolutely nothing. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Lucky spin. Okay, absolutely nothing.
I'm not dabbing, I'm looking at the floor for cheese.
I'm trying to find my cheese. I also can't seem to find Gromit.
My dog is dead.
It's nacho cheese. It's my cheese.
Gromit. No, it's my cheese.
No, I just said it's nacho cheese.
No, but it's my cheese. It's nacho
It's nacho cheese.
But it's nacho cheese.
But it's nacho cheese, you f***wit. I'm going to say the N-word.
Don't say.
I'm going. I'm going to say the N-word if you don't give me my cheese, you cunt.
You can't say the N-word, it's 2019.
But I'm wearing black shoes.
The nacho cheese is getting away, Wallace.
Excuse me, lads. Have you happened to see my dog Gromit?
Cheese.
Gromit! Gromit, have you seen our cheese? Gromit too! Have you seen my cheese, Gromit?
Get away from me, you bloody nonce! We found the cheese!
We found the cheese! It's time to consume!
The cheese!
Consume the cheese. The cheese.
I am one with the cheese, Gromit.
Just crackers about cheese, Gromit.
We're pleasing the cheese, lads. Would someone please? Todd Howard, it will add cheese to Skyrim too. This is a beautiful moment.
I'm just crackers about Elder Scrolls.
I'm just crackers about Bethesda. They make perfect games with cheese. Excuse me, Wallace number 3.
Am I Wallace number 3?
Yes, you are Wallace number 3.
Then I didn't hear the question.
Oi, lad, you happen to see my cheese? I'm ready to play some poker and discuss cheese.
business. This is not poker.
This table has taken me hostage and I don't know how to leave, lads. Ah, this one's got his sunglasses on.
I'm the cooler one.
I'm gonna cook us some food with cheese.
I'm gonna get
Someone lay down a sick rat's beach and I'll sing along to it.
Dream about cheese.
Yeah, 150 spins.
Sometimes I dream about cheese.
I've consumed
I'm gonna
ketamine
get
and I'm going to die.
and sell more.
I'm ready to go to the future, lads.
Lads, I'm going to succumb to alcohol poisoning.
It's Big Yoshi, lads. You gotta help us find our cheese.
They said give me for $1, so I just sold it.
What? Everyone, boys, stop spinning. We've got.
So I get 15.
Are you telling me there's no cheese?
There's no cheese. What do you mean there's no cheese?
What do you mean there's no cheese? What the f do you mean there's no cheese?
What happened to the cheese?
What happened to the cheese? Give us the bloody cheese! Give us the cheese!
Sometimes give us the cheese.
Oi, lads, come to the theatre. I'm gonna put on a movie for us.
A movie?
into some kind of broadcast. After an abrupt cut, we return to the security camera feed and see some strange eruptions in the pond through camera 2, accompanied by a weird noise. Immediately afterward, we see camera 3 come loose and fall down, ending the video abruptly. How strange. The description, which seems to be written by Six, reads, still can't bypass the tool gun for my use. The security cameras have caught a weird phenomena in the water, accompanied by a low howl.
Who the fuck is
no
this
signs
guy?
of players yet. So what is there to take from this? Well, if you're a certified GMOD boomer like me, you might have already picked up on it, but this ARG seems to be leaning into the setting of War of the Servers, which is a GMOD parody of the film War of the Worlds. It's notable for its status as one of the first ever GMOD machinimas, as well as for its impressive near 2-hour runtime. If you haven't watched it before, I highly recommend it because it's a bona fide piece of video game history. And though it's a little cheesy, it's actually aged pretty decently. To those unfamiliar, the SparkNotes version is that in War of the Servers, Garry's Mod as a game is portrayed as a world of its own, separate from real life. The characters you see aren't controlled by people, but rather they are people, who aren't free to say, disconnect from the game. The game is their life. They're stuck in there. You catch my drift? Continuing that theme, admins are portrayed as a central police force, and different servers are portrayed as different locations, which are connected by a physical adaptation of the server browser called the Central Server Highway. The story revolves around an invasion of mingebags, which was basically an old term for Gmod griefers, who arrive at random servers in these strange tripod crafts and terrorize the players and admins. And that's the fabric of the parody. The mingebags are invading Gmod servers, just like how in War of the Worlds, the aliens are invading Earth. By now you might be saying, well that's all fine and dandy, Richter, but what in God's name makes you think this Gmod ARG from 2021 is meant to be connected to this weird machinima I've never heard of that's almost, if not just as old as I am? Well, let me explain. First, the gray fog that we see in Survivor of All looks very similar to that which appears in War of the Servers. In the film, mingebags have found a server backdoor to enable the fog as some kind of fear tactic against the players, and the admins find themselves helpless to disable it.
Hey admin, what's with the fog?
I didn't turn it on. I can't turn it off.
Second, while I don't think the audio itself is actually from War of the Servers, the radio transmissions we see Six listen to are very reminiscent of the online radio the protagonist in War of the Servers uses.
I put on the online radio to see if any other server had been affected by what had happened in our server. And that just answered my question.
And finally, to seal the deal, you can see in the feed of Camera 3 what looks suspiciously like the devices from War of the Servers dubbed admin cannons. Anyway, with all that exposition out of the way, let's get back to the ARG itself, namely Six and his current predicament. Six is stranded alone in an abandoned Gmod 9 server and is combining security cam feed with footage from a camera of his own to create a journey log of sorts. This computer we see in his garage workshop seems to be the way he's transmitting it out to the world, presumably the explanation for how we in the audience are receiving it. The remark in the video description about him trying to bypass the tool gun is interesting. If I had to guess, these tool guns are considered very powerful in this universe, but are limited to admin use only. And Six can't get into it because he's obviously only a regular citizen. We see him trying to use a buzzsaw to break it open, that's his way of trying to bypass the limitation, but he's not having any luck with it. So altogether, Six is stranded alone on Construct with a creepy fog, being advised by radio transmissions to barricade his windows and doors, and his security system is alerting him to some weird paranormal shit going on elsewhere in the map. If I had to guess, I'd assume he wants access to the tool gun because it can help him spawn or delete props, and would generally be a great help in getting the hell out of his current position. That was almost definitely the longest exposition I've ever written for a single Gmod ARG upload, but I promise now that the explanation of War of the Servers is out of the way, the pace should pick up. Let's have a look at the next upload log titled Days 13 to 15.
What? Okay. Oh.
Where are we going?
Okay.
Oh, I got the jackpot. Whoa. God damn.
Yeah. Ow.
Sometimes I dream about cheese.
Get on with it, plod.
All these home stuff sprays. Just like kiss them.
Sometimes I dream about cheese.
You killed them, Richter. Oh, he's dead.
Unit down at 2, all teams respond code
He
3.
killed them and he killed himself.
Soft as shite.
Richter, why is it that every single time you do sexy dance, somebody dies? What? Stop killing people by twerking, Richter. Oh my god. Look what you're doing.
Call the police.
Oh, get on with it, plod.
Sometimes I dream about cheese.
Huh?
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 You're going back in? What?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get that jackpot again.
Hi. Hi there.
Here. Where the fuck is the bar?
Dead of a heart attack. So wait, I just noticed missing.
What? What?
I noticed something's missing in the lobby.
What?
This. Used to be a juice bar. What is this now? It's just a wall.
Yeah, it's just nothing.
It used to be like empty area that only had juice products, and that's all I recall.
It looks like Six packed his shit, including the tool gun he can't use just in case, and got started on his journey on the server highway. Despite seeing a sign reading "Turn around, they're everywhere," Six presses on, and we get a quick glimpse of that weird white particle void once more. He comes across some ruins of looks like a Soviet-era building with a radio inside, starts a fire, and begins to rest. However, his sleep is interrupted by droning, and we catch a glimpse of something huge outside. Yep, this looks to be a minge pod from the War of the Servers. It looks like our friend Six is in serious trouble, and the lack of a video description seems to corroborate this. The next and latest video on the channel is called Awakening, and it's only 22 seconds, so let's get it out of the way.
The next 5.
Ooh, more visions of the weird white void with particles, before we see the perspective of someone waking up on the floor of an actual white void. It looks like 6 might have been captured. Lord knows what happens from here. No video description on this one either. So basically what's going on here with this ARG is you've got this guy, he was stranded in a server, shit was freaking him out, he ran out of food, and he dipped. Now he seems to have been captured. But now that we're through all that, what is it that I like about this ARG that compelled me to cover it? Well, first, I really like how it shows reverence and respect for GMOD's history and culture. While other ARGs have definitely shown their respect for the early machinima scene of 2009 to 2014, I think this one really takes it to a new level by going all the way back to 2007, or it might have been earlier, I'm not really sure when War of the Servers was first made. Second, I really like how unique its premise is. In a landscape of copy and pasted sentient ragdoll and shadow figure ARGs, the Survivor of All brings an entirely new angle to Garry's Mod horror. Third, I was really impressed with the set building and camera work, especially in the long route video. It helps to make the videos very immersive. And finally, I think the fact that it builds off War of the Servers is really cool, because it keeps the film's legacy alive in a fun and creative way. It even appears to be using the actual custom maps that were created for War of the Servers all those years ago, which is a brilliant touch. I'm excited to see what happens to 6 next now that he's seemingly been captured, and I hope you guys enjoyed diving into these videos as much as I did. I did notice one major continuity error in the ARG though, that being that the tool gun design scene was added in GMOD 10. In GMOD 9, the tool gun was just represented with a crossbow. You can see that in War of the Servers. But who really cares? By the way, here's a cool fun fact for you. The first video I ever worked on was a video for Radiation Hazard about a Half-Life 2 deathmatch map called DM Equilibre. Equilibre? I'm not French. Well, funnily enough, that map was created by a French-Canadian developer named Zitis, who also worked on the custom maps for War of the Servers. You can even notice some of the same buildings if you compare the maps. Anywho, that's all I've got this time. Hopefully I didn't bore you guys with this one. Thanks for watching, and have a good day.
So hey, you know those particular shooter franchises that had interesting development stories? And I'm talking the all-time classics here. Quake, Halo, No One Lives Forever? Well, we're gonna be talking about one of those today. So, wait, what? We don't have that script finished? Ah. Okay, well let's just talk about Postal instead.
Gee, I hope nobody is taping this.
Postal started as a 1997 isometric shooter released exclusively on the PC because of course it did. It was violent, edgy, over the top, and 90s as all hell. It was developed by Tucson, Arizona's Running with Scissors and published by Ripcord Games. Ripcord Games. There's no way a company like that is still in business, and yeah, no they're not. Then in 2003, it was followed up by Postal 2, which ran on the glorious Unreal 2 engine, and also happened to become a first-person shooter in the process, as was the style at the time. Now, since Ripcord closed, Postal 2 obviously needed a new publisher, so those duties passed on to Whiptail Interactive, who were responsible for such high-class entertainment as Blade and Sword, Gangland, and of course, Psychotoxic. Postal 2 was a bit more of a light-hearted game, but was still just as violent, depraved, and relished in its, sense of humor. It also presented the player a lot of choices in the gross things that they could do, as it featured an open-world mission design that was pretty unique for an FPS in 2003. While it was Whiptail Interactive's fastest-selling title, which wasn't really saying much, it wasn't long before they also exited the game publishing business. Sometime in the mid-2000s, maybe around here, they decided to transition to video poker services, which is extremely appropriately on brand. Now, while Postal 2 managed to squeak out some financial success and was a big hit with fans, it wasn't without its share of controversy.
You gotta be fucking kidding.
Which is usually the goal of Running with Scissors anyway. It was banned in New Zealand and Germany and was denied classification in Australia, greatly limiting its exposure. Sweden even got a 2-for-1 special. It was not only banned, but its distributor in Sweden was taken to court by the Attorney General. Hey, how about that? So obviously those crazy Arizonians needed to seek out a third publisher if they wanted to make another sequel, especially since Whiptail kinda screwed them over and ghosted right after the first print was sent to stores. The ocean-deep lore and complex character arcs of Postal needed to continue.
Don't crowd, there's plenty for everyone.
And to do so, Running with Scissors would wind up on the frigid doorstep of Mother Russia. It's here where I think I'll turn over to a bit of an expert, someone that has plunged the shitty depths of the franchise all the way down to its very core. He's the Sultan of Sewers, the Warlord of Wang, and the Pope of Postal, Civvy11!
Okay, I've had it up to here with this shit. I don't know who you are, McFuckleface, or where the hell you came from, but Gordon Ramsay is my intellectual property. I give John Carmack obscure, sometimes terrifying monikers, and I'm the de facto biggest channel in the world that covers Postal games. That's my sacred cow, and I'll be damned if I share a piece of that sweet meat. Postal 3 sucks, get over it, and you still haven't paid me.
Thanks, Civvy! Anyway, enter Akela, sometimes referred to as the Russian equivalent of Electronic Arts. That just picture that for a moment. Close your eyes and just... yeah, they were made up of 5 different in-house development teams, which will be important later, a publishing arm, as well as a localization department, and at the very bottom was the QA team. It was then 2006 where Postal 3 was formally announced, and was very different to the product that most Postalites? Postmen are familiar with today. Running on Valve's Source engine, it featured vastly different graphics, weapons, features, and all the crude humor fans had come to expect, all scheduled to release sometime in 2008. Not only was it going to grace its old piss-stained stomping grounds on the PC, Akela had big plans for the franchise in general, with PS3 and 360 versions also in the cards.
If you say so.
Running with Scissors would be handling the design and the writing, with Akela taking the reins of the programming and modeling. Now, why did this marvelous team-up happen in the first place? Well, Akela had done a great job publishing prior games in the series throughout Russia up to that point, and even developed the well-received P2 add-on Corkscrew Rules. They had a lot of resources available at their beck and call, so it seemed like a mutually beneficial deal, and development was reportedly going smoothly until it wasn't.
I don't feel so good.
Something happened that no one could have predicted. Something that kinda sorta managed to destroy the whole thing.
Here's where I stopped checking it last time, September
2008.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Smithers, why didn't you tell me about this market crash?
Yes, the 2008 financial crisis, which hit Russia just as hard as it hit any other nation. Akela were then forced into a series of layoffs to make ends meet. These developers, all working at Trashmaster Studios, what is with all these names? Were separated into 5 core teams, as stated earlier. The first to be cut was the A team, the ones who had been working on Postal 3 from the start and had provided all the promising builds up to that point. Why would you start the cuts with your A team?
I feel like shit.
I guess they were making the most rubles, but we really can't be sure. This, of course, would result in Postal 3 getting its first delay, as the B team was less experienced and smaller overall, and there wasn't really much that anyone could do about that. The original intent was for the game to continue the open-world mission structure established by Postal II, but with a less experienced team at the helm, they couldn't really get the Source engine to support a streaming design natively, and thus that entire aspect needed to be cut, instead opting for a more linear, level-based affair. The B team struggled until 2009, where development just kinda stopped for a few months, or like almost a year, and then the B team was just fired. This was due to the fact that Akela was continually bleeding money, or some other type of bodily fluid, the longer the game wasn't releasing.
All out of cash.
Seeing the disaster unfolding in front of their eyes, RWS begged Akela to stop beating the dead horse and to simply mercy cancel it. Akela, however, due to all the bleeding, had sunk way too much money into it by this point to not attempt to recoup their investment. Thus, the C team was put on the case, but unfortunately, they weren't on it long because A, they were fired, B, they were fired, or C, they were fired.
I didn't expect that.
Thus, it was up to the lowly D team. How discouraging is it to be called the D team at your own company? To try and polish the game as best they could, which would turn out to be not a lot at all. The PS3 and 360 versions were long since cancelled.
I knew it.
But Akela were now desperate to squirt out some type of product to save the company due to a bunch of messed up shit. Said shit was that several lawsuits were being lobbied against Akela, totaling 200 million rubles or 6 million US. Thus, they really needed Postal 3 to make fast money now, if they were to survive all the legal salvos that were being hurled at them.
Need cash now. Give me some money.
The D team were furiously lining up patches to smooth out the experience because there was an outside chance some players might find it to be a tad buggy. Of course, because this is what happened, none of these patches actually were released. Akela fired the D team before they were done, and apparently they were never even paid. Das Vidanya? The game released for the PC in early November of 2011 in Russia, and only saw a worldwide release on December 21st everywhere else, and fans were understandably upset with the end product, which tends to happen when you can't even get it to boot.
How convenient.
For their part, Running with Scissors tried their best to calm the tumult, promising that the game, come hell or high water, would eventually be fixed. That is, of course, if Akela was willing to play ball, which they weren't. Negotiations to release the source code fell apart, with the Russian EA being so incredibly EA about it, as they flatly refused.
EA Games. Challenge everything.
This, as you'd expect, drove a wedge between both companies, causing Running with Scissors to simply disavow the entire game, taking it down from their own website. Also, and this might be shocking, but the press didn't much care for it either. Now, let's be honest with ourselves, even if the Postal 3 plane didn't crash land with a sloshy fecal-powered explosion and everything went really smoothly with its development, it was never going to be a Game of the Year contender. That being said, it would have at least been reviewed far more positively, because this staggeringly low 24 Metacritic average makes it the worst game we've ever covered here at What Happened. Drake's got you beat by 2 whole points. Congratulations. It's actually Ride to Hell. God damn, you fucking legend. Anyway, it's pretty clear that Running with Scissors was as disappointed with the third Postal game as any hardcore fan was, as this text now welcomes you on the official page for the game. Postal 3 is a third-person shooter in which you... Alright, I'm going to level with you. Don't buy Postal 3. Seriously, you'd regret it. Hell, you'd regret playing it for free. It's a borderline broken, boring, frustrating, unfinished mess, and there was nothing we could do to stop it. You're a responsible adult, we hope, so I'm sure you're capable of making your own purchasing decisions. I just want you to consider all of the above before you make the leap of regret into paying real, hard-earned money for this title. We don't own the game, we can't support it, and we don't get anything from its sale, so if you decide to risk the purchase, you're on your own. In an effort to try and salvage something from all this, Running with Scissors actually went back and updated Postal 2 with an expansion called Paradise Lost, whose main purpose was to sandbag the entirety of Postal 3, chalking it up as some coma-induced fever dream, officially making it non-official. The expansion could also be seen as an apology, a small thank you to those who stuck it out through the rough years of 2011 to 2015. This went a long way to contributing to the healing process, as Paradise Lost was warmly received from fans of the series. Rough times were still in store for Akela though, who, due to the obvious commercial failure of Postal 3, were pushed to the very edge of bankruptcy, but narrowly avoided it by selling its unsold stock of games as bank collateral, if you can believe it. While still technically existing, the best type of existing, they have ceased all operations that involve publishing or developing video games, and I think that's for the best. Now, in the subsequent years, the official source code for the game still hasn't been released to the public, with only the SDK or software development kit having leaked. That is, however, not enough for the game to truly be fixed. Running with Scissors did reveal that they may have gotten their hands on the source code, but it's all written in Russian, which would make it nigh impossible for most fans to finagle it into something playable. Mike J, the chief bidet officer at Running with Scissors, has advised any fans that are still holding on to Postal 3 to simply let it go, which is pretty good advice, I'd say. Stop clinging to the past and maybe embrace the future instead.
I feel better already.
I think the story can best be summed up by CEO Vince Desi. Some deals work, some don't. P3 failed for many reasons. Worst of all, we lost control of the project, and that was the beginning of the shitfest. Historically, we had a great relationship with Akela, our Russian publisher, and for the record, the folks there were good people, and I consider them my friends regardless of the fiasco. Again, it is testimony to Postal fans around the world who have shown their loyal support beyond all odds and hurdles that allows us to keep on going. And keep going they did. Postal 4 No Regrets is currently on Steam Early Access in its janky alpha state, and getting progressively less janky with every new update. And while it still needs a few more QA passes and obviously more content, I myself had a good time with it when I played it a few months back. Also, you can't go wrong with John motherfucking St. John as the new voice of the Postal dude.
Figures.
So, in one of those rare cases that I'm always happy to cover, the franchise in question is still going strong. People still have jobs, well,
Sometimes I dream about cheese. 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 Sometimes I dream about cheese.